Okay, so we've talked about lots of good stuff, but what have you found tough, Steve? What's been for you one of the challenges?
I've been thinking a lot about this, and there's two things that come to mind of late. One is getting traction in my area, Upper Coomera. So, looking at all my stats, predominantly my work is coming outside my area.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not sure why, because I definitely don't do flyer drops and all that outside of my area. I do them all inside my area.
Yep.
But I do remember when I first started and I was walking the streets, I did Google lawnmowers in Upper Coomera, and Google come up with no results. And I thought, how good is this going to be? But then when I started doing the flyer drops, I passed like 10 trailers in the first three streets I went down. So, and they were all in Upper Coomera. So maybe there's a whole heap here that just don't advertise on Google. But yeah, I seem to. So that's a little bit of a concern of mine at the moment. I've got to come up with a way that I can get. And I'm quite active on the social media. And if someone in Upper Coomera is asking a question and I know the answer, I actually respond to them to get out there a little bit. And number two, which has come to light last Thursday in particular, was 38 degrees when I finished my last job at 5:30 p.m. And I've struggled with the heat. Like I've had heat stroke a couple of times already.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
And
that's not nice.
I have found that to be a struggle, and that's with major hydration. Like I have so much fluid and all that sort of stuff, and that's part of it. I expected it, but I didn't expect it to be as hard as that, and it hasn't been to this point. So they're the two things. But the hydration thing, that's not a real concern because it's going to happen on the hot days. But the concerning one is getting traction in my area of Upper Coomera.
Yeah. Steve, when did you start your business?
February 2022. Yeah, so I'm almost
23?
23.
23?
23, sorry, yeah, 23.
February 23 this year.
Yeah.
So we are now, just for the sake of those watching, it's now start of December. So that's sort of 10 months. Just a bit of what I've observed over a decade or more doing this is when you've started new, and you've particularly started through the winter, this is, you're coming into your first spring, summer, which is when you pick up a lot of customers.
Yeah.
It's you will find, I think, Steve, that what you've experienced is fairly normal because the advertising is broad, and so you've got a mass number of people who are seeing stuff and getting inquiry. But as your business becomes more and more known locally, as people need service, you will find naturally more and more of your inquiry will start to come from where you are because they see your trailer every day. They see you driving around. They see you on Facebook. They see you on Google. All that's that frequency. We talk in marketing about recency and frequency. So you will naturally find your customer, like as we talk about often in coaching, you like to nest so that you're not losing time to travel. I think you'll find as we go.
I definitely need to try and figure that out because I am travelling some distances at the moment, and the traffic on the Gold Coast is horrendous. So it's probably almost getting to a Sydney level, I would say. So it does take ages to go. And I always try to plan, okay, I'll go away from the school zones first and all those things, but it just doesn't matter anymore on the Gold Coast. It's that busy all day. So you're bound to get caught up somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah. So for you, Sam, when did you join James?
We joined James September 22.
You're just over a year?
Yeah, so I think it's month 16 we're into.
And do you find most of your inquiry now is coming from in area?
Definitely in area, yeah. So I cover sort of two areas, Mareeba, Tolga. So it's a broad sort of range of inquiry, like I get a lot of private inquiry, I get a lot of NDIS inquiry, care provider inquiries. And I recognised earlier on in our business that to survive through winter, I wanted to target a lot of care provider work because it is regular.
Yeah.
And through winter, I probably experienced a little drop off, but not a great drop off. So it kept us constant through winter. They just want you to keep turning up.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the easiest part of the business is to turn up. If you say you're going to turn up,
Yeah.
and the rest flows. You give them 5-star service, you give them a little bit more for their money, stay for a chat, 10 minutes if you can afford it. They love it. So it's not just about mowing, it's about engaging with the customer, give them that 5-star gold medal service.
Yeah. So that's sort of been one of your strategies to get through winter, the slower months, is the age.
Hell yeah. It and it worked well. They stayed on board. A few of them went to 4 weekly instead of fortnightly. Now some of them are starting to come back to fortnightly. So it's starting to, I reckon in the next few weeks leading into the new year, it's going to amp up big time. I'm still not too sure how I'm going to handle the load because there's a little bit more there, but I'll get through. And like Steve said, the heat at the moment is crazy. But
you really got to look after yourself, man.
Yeah, stay hydrated. I've got them cooler neckties that I throw on. They work well. So.
Lots of trying to do right on work more than push mow.
Yeah.
Definitely helps.
Yeah.